First, the supply chain. A couple of months ago, we heard a lot of dire warnings about supply chain problems leading to a crisis around the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas. We acted. We brought together business and labor to solve the problems. The much predicted crisis didn't occur. The Grinch did not steal Christmas, nor any votes. Look, the number of containers sitting in on docks for more than 8 days is now down by nearly 40%. The number of packages delivered on time was nearly 99%. Workers stayed on the job and did the job to bring goods to consumers. We're continuing to work to speed up every step of this process. The ports, trains, trucking. My bipartisan infrastructure plan law included significant investments in each of these areas. And I want to thank the 19 Republicans in the Senate and the 13 in the House who stepped in to help pass it so we didn't have to face another filibuster and lose a very badly needed plan. The second area, protecting American consumers. In the last few decades, in too many industries, a handful of giant companies dominate the market in meat processing, railroads, shipping. Too often they use their power to squeeze out smaller competitors, stifle new entrepreneurs, and raise the prices, reducing options for consumers and exploiting workers to keep wages unfairly low. You see that in your own life. Just look at your grocery bill and the cost of meat. It's not because the cattle farmer is getting rich. Matter of fact, it's the exact opposite. It's because fewer processors can charge grocery stores much more money for their ground beef, for example. You've heard me say it before. Capitalism without competition isn't capitalism. It's exploitation. And I'm determined to end the exploitation. Later this month, I'll be meeting with my Competition Council, which includes key economic leaders from across my administration, to keep pushing for more broad action and increase competition across our economy, because healthy competition produces lower prices, higher wages, and more dynamic and innovative economies. That makes everybody better off. Third, I'm working to reduce the largest cost burden of household budgets, costs that don't need to be such a burden. And the biggest weapon at our arsenal is my Build Back Better Act, which will reduce what families have to pay for basic necessities to live a life, raise a family, from prescription drugs to health care to child care, and more help so families can cover the cost of raising their children and caring for their loved ones, their older loved ones. As we've seen over and over again throughout this pandemic, if people can't find affordable child care, they can't work. Right now, there are 2 million extremely qualified women who have not been able to return to work because they can't find or can't afford child care. On health care, we've made quality coverage through the ACA more affordable than ever before, with families saving an average of $2,400 on their annual premiums, and 4 out of 5 consumers finding quality coverage for under $10 a month. And the result, when you reduce the cost of health care, more people can afford to get it. Over 4 million people have gained coverage since I became president. You've heard me say it a million times. Having health care is also about peace of mind. For example, we're going to make it so nobody will pay more than $35 a month for insulin. Imagine you're a parent and one of the 200,000 children in this country have type 1 diabetes. Insulin can cost, on average, it's average $650 a month, but cannot cost as much as $1,000 a month. Even though a vial of that insulin costs about $10 to manufacture. We can do all this. We can do it without increasing inflation, without increasing the deficit. Nobody making more than $400,000 a year, less than $400,000 a year, will pay a penny more in federal taxes. So we're going to keep working on these fronts.